to start this off, this 2025 has been the year of the theater. I've always had this opinion that it felt like people were not respecting the art of going to a movie theater and being totally immersed inside movies. Because when you're watching it on streaming services, I feel like it definitely just cuts the enjoyment that you could possibly feel from watching this work of art instead of going to the big screen and seeing the whole vibe, not having your phone on, just being immersed completely in totality inside this movie. So I have watched so many movies this year, and honestly, I wouldn't take back any of it. It feels like I've been doing, you know, when you say you have adult money, so you start just doing adult things. I am willing to make this my adult hobby that I'm wasting my money on. So I went to go see Superman, and when I tell you, I enjoyed myself. I truly did. One of the main reasons why I enjoyed it, because it finally felt like DC wanted to sit back and say, all right, we are a superhero company. Let's just make a superhero movie for once in our miserable life. So we have James Gunn's rendition of Superman, the first movie in the DC universe. And when I tell you, this is the one. It felt like you were reading a comic book. It felt like the pride you get when you rewatch something and you're like, okay, this is it. And then you go and tell someone about it and they also think this is it. It's just a beautiful work of art. I felt vindicated in my love for DC because when Marvel was going on their historic, the obscene run from 2008 all the way to like, I think 2019, 2020, something like that, where they just dropped banger after banger after banger, and then the DC universe couldn't even get the Flash right. How do you mess up the Flash? That's like the easiest one. But as we are getting this new rendition, it felt such a joyous in my ear. So the Superman movie, one of the reasons why I truly loved it, it finally turned up the color. It finally turned up the personality traits that I need from my Superman. Because keep in mind, I have watched a lot of superhero content. I've watched a lot of superhero movies, and it felt like DC never had the chance because of it was being conceived in the time when everyone was having superhero fatigue, and they just didn't want to see all these colors and all these well-meaning. They wanted all their superheroes to be complex and want to be sad and brooding and go to the gym 24/7 because they don't got any friends outside of it. And they fell victim to this ideology that doesn't work when you're trying to tell a superhero movie, especially when you're talking about Batman, Superman. Well, we got the Superman colors. I wanted to be on theme for this episode. Let me start this off with, I remember the first time I watched Man of Steel, and I've never been so frustrated in my life because it felt like Clark didn't care about saving people. That felt like the last thing on his mind. And I feel like for that to be your first introduction to Superman of that universe is not good. Because, okay, ever since a lot of media started adding ever since a lot of these medias and shows, they started adding this multiverse concepts and things of that nature, people forget the purpose of having the one universe and one setting and things like that, because you needed grounding. You needed people to understand, okay, when I'm watching this Captain America, this is what Captain America should be. The ideologies, the way that he thinks, the reason why Captain America is special, the reason why he was willing to talk all that shit, because he's like, no. I know what's right. I know what I need to do in this situation. Or the feeling of him being so obnoxiously bland makes sense because that is true to his character. And then you switch over to Superman. Tell me why in the Man of Steel, it felt like saving people was the fourth thing on his list. The number one thing was vengeance. That's not the Superman I was growing up with. That's not the Superman that should be the first one that you think of when you're making it. So when you have that being the main starting point of your Superman, it kind of muddies everything else because of every other character inside that movie is playing off of Superman. So that's how you get characters like Lex Luthor being a lame inside Batman versus Superman. What was it? Y'all know the Abomination, but beyond the point. Let me get off my high horse. But as I'm let me talk about the actual movie and why I love the characterization of Superman. Superman is supposed to. Nope. Let me rewind. Let me tell you who Superman is. Superman is a Midwestern. He is the American idea. He is the farm. He is the cowboy. He is the man that gives the hope of the American dream. He's the man that makes you think all of this is worth it. Everyone is safe. Everybody is hopeful. Everybody has their space in this world because of they're all just human. That is the ideology that's deep inside his heart that he likes to go out and spread it to everywhere. And that's what makes it so special. Because you could actually tell that he cares. You actually tell that the Kents actually did something when they're raising him. Okay, some of my favorite scenes in this movie. There's the amount of times that they made an effort to see him saving the most inconceivable, the most small, minute things. There was a squirrel that was running around. It was about to get crushed by this kaiju. He goes and says, "I gotcha." Goes and puts it in a safe spot. Do you know what the last Superman would have done? He might have stepped on it himself, and that is why I love his Superman. One of the scenes that they were put on the trailer where he goes and saves the girl with the truck collapsing and all the metal beams are like about to fall on her, and he just goes and like literally shields her with his body to protect her when all the other superheroes are out here running amok and doing all this extra stuff. He was actually saving the people. And then when you actually do get to this kaiju fight, bro, they go and they're doing everything in their power to cause this they're doing everything in their power to cause this kaiju pain, and then Superman's like, it's just an animal. Y'all are doing too much. Y'all are literally just doing too much. And then everyone's like, oh man, just forget about it, rookie. And keep in mind, that feels like the type of personality trait that he's going out of his way to spread to the world, because it's like, no, this isn't an alien. This is an animal. One of the main themes that they're showing through the movie, they're like, okay, everybody needs safety. Just because this other person opposes this other person, they should still remain the right to be safe. Another person should not be able to remove the safety of another. Period. I don't care what contest. I don't care what's going. Nothing. I don't care about that. And it's interesting because of he chose this. He gives this dynamic where the powerful are able to reign, right? But with said power comes responsibility to reign correctly. And he's like, okay, if you guys won't do it, I promise you I will do it. And that's one of the things that's special in this movie, because of like, keep in mind, this movie starts, you get in this movie, you get a lot of like context about this world, because they don't do this thing where they start with an origin story and how he became Superman when he fell on the earth and da-da-da-da-da. Which, me personally, we are far too past. Everybody knows the history of Batman. Everyone knows the history of Superman. You don't need these background stories. We don't need it. We don't need this catch up, right? So they start where Superman has been Supermaning for about like 2-3 years. He's getting the handle. He don't lose no fights. This starts the movie where he loses his first fight, and everyone's like, whoa, that's crazy, right? And you see that everybody has this overarching sense of not just community, but safety, because Superman's around, right? Because of as he is doing the superheroing, the city loves him. The world loves him. And now let's enter Lex Luthor. I strive to be the type of hater that could... I've always said I wanted to be a hater like Kevin on stage, but no. I have to rewrite everything. I want to be a hater like Lex Luthor. my brother in Christ, you genuinely have everything out of the world. Anything you want, you could have yesterday. But this guy needs to go. You don't like him for what he physically represents. And one of the things that's interesting, you don't get the chance to see a characterization of Lex Luthor that's actually comic book accurate. And that's one of the things that I always felt like fell short when it comes to this Superman movie specifically, because Lex has been the supervillain in like 3 Superman movies already. We've seen enough for him. I don't care anymore. And guess what? They do him wrong every single time because Lex is menacing. Lex should scare everybody. He's the type of billionaire that we can talk about this. I think we'll eventually get to the point where we're talking about the social commentary that this movie is giving, and I will get there. It's very, I like it. I personally like it. Lex is supposed to keep everyone around him docile to the point of fear. But you're not supposed to know why you're scared of him. You should just know this man is a little bit crazy, but we'll give him some space. But you never get the chance to see him really cut loose because of everybody in the world is beneath him. You can't see him. You can't run the fade with him. You can't go band for band with him. You just have to sit there and just be like, okay, everyone is beneath him and no one can look him in the eye. He's a man. He's crazy, right? And then you get a guy like Superman. Superman physically everything that Lex is not, and physically everything that Lex cannot be either. There's a scene where he goes and he's talking to Superman. I was trying to see how much I should spoil while I'm talking about it. The first time that he sees Superman, this is post after robbing him, right? And then he's like literally trying to actually no. Let me not talk about that. Let me talk about the speech at the end. So Lex and Superman, they're face to faces after Superman literally just put hands on the machine that was sent after him, his own creation, one of the other main villains in the show, right? After whooping his prized possession, his greatest creation, he looks at him and they're going face to face, and you could see Lex is not only defeated, but as he's looking at Superman, you realize that he is everything that he can't be. He's not strong. He's not handsome. He can't physically make anybody do anything. And that's the main difference. Lex can't make you do anything. He will put everything in place to make you do what he wants you to do, but there's some people that he cannot there's some people that he just cannot fold, and that irritates him. That makes him, honestly, I think that's why he lost his hair. Honestly, I think he had a full head of hair 3 years ago, and then Superman came in and just ruined all of it, right? And as you're watching, Lex truly freak out, bro. There's a scene. The fight scenes in this movie, terrific. It's beautiful. I love the camera work that's going on. And let's switch over to terrific. In this movie, you get to see a bunch more superheroes. You get this universe's version of the Justice League. That's kind of what do you call them? The Super Bros? Magic Mikes? Hand over fist? Something. So there's Green Lantern, but not the Green Lantern. They go and pull up Guy Gardner. Now you're getting in your Duffy. And they go pull up Mr. Terrific. You're getting in your Duffy. And then you pull up with a Hawkwoman. Come on now. I've always said Hawkgirl might not be the most complex, but to me, I love her. She's the most interesting to me. I love Hawkgirl. And as you get a chance to see these other superheroes, and keep in mind, this world is weird. It feels like, I think they're ran by another company that's like funding them. So this universe is, the way that they handle, or the way that they interact with metahumans, is so interesting to me, because of the world has fully accepted them. Because keep in mind, in the context of the show, metahumans have been around for like 300 or so years, right? So it's deeply ingrained inside the society. So the point that people are like, they're okay with it. But for some reason, one thing that I noticed, I didn't really see too many like supers just like running around, which was a little different. But hey, we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. So you get to see another group. You get to see a superhero group that's operating within the law, and it seems like they're like actively trying to get fans. That's what it seems like. But they're all like super unlikable in their own way, which I find hilarious. And I want to talk about Mr. Terrific. I am so glad that it feels like they're actually integrating more superheroes that are not mainstream. Because I remember reading a Mr. Terrific comic, and I'll try and tell my friends about it, and they just never heard of the guy. So the fact they're able to bring it to the forefront, beautiful. I love it. And one of the things I love about it, he's so terrifically black. Just a true black man, here and through and here and there. Bro. From the hair, to the build, to the way he talk, to the thing that he likes, to the way, the bravado that comes with being a black man. It's just, I feel it oozing out of him. He even gets the muffler man in his mouth. Fresh French kiss. It's beautiful. I love the word. I don't even know who played him, but it was fantastic. I loved it. And again, this casting. The guy that was playing Guy Gardner. What is, you know what? No, I gotta see that. Nathan Fillion. You, Nathan Fillion, you one of them. The way he was able to show off being a dickhead. You're definitely one of them. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd look at Guy Gardner and say, you know what? He's just misunderstood. He might be a dick, but you know what? I like you. But it was beautiful watching everybody collectively work together for the common goal, but still be like this ragtag group of misfits. It was great. What's some other stuff I want to talk about in this movie? I find it greatly hilarious that Jimmy Olsen having this many was written as an integral part of the storyline. Because I'm looking back, I'm thinking to myself, was Jimmy like that? Am I just missing out on game? And then I look back at the comic books. He was like that. And it feels like every single universe he goes and finds his best friend's Clark's cousin and says, yeah, you and me, we're like this, twin. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. He find that woman in every single universe. But while I'm watching it, bros, the movie doesn't get complete. The movie will not end until a baddie gets introduced into the scene, and I love that. And it felt like he was just admitting this pheromone that everyone just was like, oh yeah, I need it. Bro was literally just walking down the street and teens jumping out of the woodwork. Hey, Olsen, how do you know her? You have a harem? You know that? You got him. Speaking of harems, this movie was funny. I really liked it, bro. They opt and then how this was pro-Palestinian. They opt the bro. They went in. They said Superman had a harem. They was hooping in this movie. And speaking of the politics of it, I can't believe we got to the day. I can't believe we have came to the moments where people think Superman is too woke. He is the woke character. He is the guy that's more woke than everybody else. He is my brother in Christ. Him and wokeness. Like a Gojo sign. He was like that. He's one of them ones, right? And as I'm watching all this discourse, I can't believe that people are like, oh yeah, no, he wouldn't act like this. Oh, he's I saw folks on the internet calling him an illegal alien. I'm like, that's the point. He literally is. That is what he stands for. He came to this country illegally to help people. And now we go fast forward. Everyone was talking about, oh, they were taking notes about what was going on. Keep in mind, people were talking about, oh, they were taking what was going on in the real world and screwing it and just actually adding all this extra that wasn't there and on to go and push this woke narrative. My brother in Christ, they finished filming a while ago. This is just what they were thinking at the time. I'm sorry. That's just part of it. But no, they went and yapped. I can't even say bro's name. I can't even say his name. But it was wild. Another thing that I liked about the movie, there was a scene where Lex has Superman and he's like, oh yeah, you remember all those rumors and the hate posting and all the trolls? That was me farming. I literally had monkeys hooked up on that crack, typing away. When you were hating yourself, it was me. When you were seeing all these people talking stuff, it was me. When you were scrolling through your phone and all you're seeing was you with devil horns, that was me. So, and honestly, I feel like it brought up so many questions in my head because I've always been of the belief system that. Actually, it's not even my belief system. It's been proven. It's been proven where the majority of the internet is just automatic trolls. It's AI. It's people's whole job that they sit in front of the computer and then they literally just type all day. That is part of their job. There's people that have bots that they created to go and change narratives to suit themselves. Oh, and then I be seeing stuff like that in like different industries too, like music, for example. You be scrolling and you've seen all this, like, for example, people were like Young Boy Better. That's the one that comes to mind right off the top, where it seemed like anytime someone would say something negative about Young Boy, just a farm of people just say, nah, YB is better. Oh, you like Cordae? Nah, YB is better. Oh, you like Lil Wayne? Nah, YB better. And it's getting to the point you're like, what is this? This can't be real people. And then it turns out it's actually just not real people. And so that's also a cautionary tale. Why are the internets to just mind. But yeah, okay, that was Superman. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your favorite Superman scene. Okay.